Hey everybody, and welcome back to Hex Token channel, Superman Crypto, and of course Pulsechain YouTube. A big shout out to everybody out there, and I think I'm going to need a bit of a drink to kick it off. So, hope you guys are doing well out there. Let's see who's in the chat. We got quite a few people. So we're going to talk about Pulsechain, the future of Pulsechain Explored. So we're going to have a cool talk about that a little bit. But that's going to be later in the this is going to be the second half of the live stream. So I look forward to that. Might leave a timestamp today. I should need to keep doing that actually. I haven't been doing that for a while, so maybe the timestamp's needed. Let's get into it. We got Lives Beneath. Hello, how are you today? Very good. It's recently sunny outside, not rainy like yesterday, so it could be good. We got Hex, EHEX, BLS, BLXX, send token for the win, 100%. And of course, that's the golden crypto. Now, people are being tested again. So remember, it's really the diamond hands that accumulate in the bearish market conditions that win. So we're going to talk about that later on. Who else has jumped in here? We've got Craig Pitt. Morning. Good to see you, Craig. We got Wookie as well. Wookie says he loves the thumbnail. Yeah, if you like that, the spaceship exploring, I like that too. Since we're exploring the future of Pulsechain. Definitely smash the like. Let's go. Absolutely. Hex Gang's in the house there. Good to see Hexcavator. Welcome to the chat. We got Sandy Beach as well. Hello, Hex Token, everybody. Good to see you, Sandy. We got Hex Space Diamond in the house there. What's up, friends? If you haven't checked out Hex Space Diamond NFTs, he's out there with his collection. Definitely follow him on Twitter. Yellow Tails in house there. Holla, holla, holla. Harry Williams as well. Yo, 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 yo. Good to see you, Harry. Pumpkin Owls in house there. Hey, family, I finally did my first wire coast exchange to CST without a hitch. Awesome. That is fantastic, Pumpkin Owl. Well done. So, yeah, really cool. Coast exchange for CST. Well, I hope you used a referral code and got your 5,000 weight tokens. That would be cool. Let us know. And, of course, if you want to use Brian's link for Coast is in the video description. So I updated the video description yesterday on Superman Crypto and on Hex Token channel. So you got all the latest links. And now includes Pulsechain, PulseX, and Hex as well. So they're in there too. Kind of cool. I used to have them in, and then when I did my last update, I didn't have them in, and I put them back in. So there we are. I've reordered things a bit too in the video description, so you can join. We got Crypto Dan as well. Hi all. Hope everybody is good. See you, Crypto Dan. I think everyone's pretty good. Pudding Guru says, appreciate you, Superman. Hey, you're welcome. Hey, look, we're going to be streaming through bearish markets, bullish markets. It's just the way it is, right? That's the cycles that are in the game. And some the bearish markets, the bearish cycles are very long. The bull cycle is very short. So just remember that. It's very important you get that in your head. So timing is really important. Sometimes people come into crypto and they come at the beginning of the bull market, and if this is their first time, they can actually ride through the bull market, and a lot of people do without taking profits. And so they end up on the other side in the bear market, and then they're wondering why they're waiting for ages. So some really important lessons to learn as well. Crypto Clads in the house, eh? Crypto Clads crushing out there. Another influencer. Good to see Crypto Clads in the house there. Morning. And morning to you. Robert as well. Robert Jackie, 9mm. Yeah, another ecosystem that's rolling out on Pulsechain. Really is going to be pretty cool. And that 9mm there going to be an important player in the future of Pulsechain. So really good highlight there. With obviously NFT collection, was it staking, airdrops type thing. What I got a block explorer, I think, V3 decks, and something else in that suite as well. So really cool. Big shout out to Claire from Sandy Beach. Good morning. Nice one there, Sandy. All right, let's get into it. We're going to kick off with the stock market. We can get to the markets. First half of the show is markets. Second half is going to be exploring Pulsechain with the project. So, and then of course at the end we're going to get paid with the Hex Daily Stats because we like to get paid our Hex mining. I don't know about you guys, but I do. Good morning, guys. Here's Pulsedemic. Good to see you, Pulsedemic. Welcome to the chat. Let's move position. Bam. There we go. And of course, let's get the screen up. Beep, 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 beep. There we are. My own sound effects today. Dow closes higher as the Fed speakers fuel rate pause bets. This is positive. Even if people can't write good titles, it's really good. This is good news. So, yesterday we had a big green day in the stock market. Today, another green day in the stock market. We just want it to translate over into crypto, right? And I talked to you about FundStrat's Tom Lee. He's a pretty popular commentator out there, and he was pretty bullish on the stock market for the final quarter. And hopefully that's going to give good environment for the rest of crypto, right, as well as the stock market. And so that's kind of good news. We got the Dow Jones there at the moment up 0.4%, 135 points to 33,039. The S&P, remember we talked about Tom's fund strat talking about potentially targeting 4,800 in the run up to Christmas, and we've got 4,358 at the moment. That's half a percent, 22 points. So still another 450 points potentially in there for gains, and that sort of climate is really good, bullish. Hopefully it will rub off into crypto because we have a lot of the same traders, right? We have more institutional investment in crypto. We have a lot of similar tradings, strategies and people players in it. The Nasdaq is up 0.6%, 78 points to 13,362. So good day again on the stock market. US dollar is down 105.5. That's down 0.3% on the US dollar versus other trading partners there. So let's jump over to the oil. Of course, we've seen that have some volatility, but come down recently after the OPEC meeting, if you remember. We've had West Texas there is at $95.92, and Brent oil there's $87.70. They're pretty flat, but this is slightly down on both of those. And if we look at the 6 month, you can see how it rallied up. The oil price rallied there for Brent oil. Went all the way from $72 in June all the way up to $95 in September. And it's just sort of kept up there till about the end of September, and it's just started coming down, right? So particularly after the OPEC meeting as well. Obviously, when barrels were cut, right, by the Russians and the Saudis, 1.3 million barrel cuts, the market prices rallied there. And I said all of this is due to the bad US leadership under the Biden administration. So they created the environment for this. Gold, $1,873. That's pretty much flat. Silver is at $22. That is up just a tad, 0.2% there. So not too bad on the old silvers there. That leads us into the commentary, and this is the good news. Fed officials continue to tout wait and see approach, which is kind of cool. It's good to hear this stuff coming out of the federal presidents for the Fed. Atlanta Fed Reserve President Raphael Bostic added to expectations that the Fed will hold rates steady next month, and that's good news, saying a lot of the 11 rate hikes delivered since March 2022 are yet to filter through the economy. So obviously we're expecting you raise interest rates, you have a lag, maybe 9 to 18 months, something like that, or even longer. Probably longer because there was so much savings in the economy. So you have to spend through that for the consumer. Remember, the US economy is about 2/3 to 70% consumption. And so if those consumers have got a lot of savings, they've got to spend through that. And they pretty much have about now on the average. So that means we're going to have it would be delay, the usual delay that you have. So interest rates, real economy, and then employment. And of course, we've seen some strong employment numbers still coming out. But I'm suspecting we'll get really weak numbers towards the middle of next year. That's the kind of the play there. And that's why I'm bullish actually on the next 9 months, relatively speaking. But then the second half of next year could be a down. It could be a downer. And we have the election in the US as well, which may end up being a positive or a downer, depending on who wins there. So we'll see how that gets on. Saying a lot of 11 rate hikes delivered since March 2022 are yet to filter through the economy. I actually don't think we need to increase rates anymore, which is pretty positive, right? We get that terminal rate in, that'd be beautiful. We did see the SEP forecast giving them room to move at least one rate hike. And then, of course, we saw Jamie Dimon from JP Morgan talking about 7% on the federal funds rate. It's currently 5.5. That would be disaster. The property market's already is the one that's going to get hit the most. And of course, getting to 7%, that would be crazy stuff, because the market can probably bear 5.5%. And that's what we're seeing in the economy so far. But I think 7% would be a disaster. That would be a super hard landing, once you start getting up to 7% mark, because then you add on the retail rates on top of that, right? So you're probably getting into the 9s and stuff like that. It'd be pretty crazy. I actually don't think we need to increase rates anymore to get too high inflation back down to the Fed's goal of 2%. And so this is what I'm expecting next year, right? And we talked about that with, I think it was, I just can't remember the surname for Nikki, I think it is. And of course, that is, if once they get down to 2%, then they pivot. So we get the first pivot is the terminal rate. They hold it up for a long period of time. Then they pivot it when they see the inflation come down, and they want to see cracks in the employment, right? They're trading off inflation for employment, but that's not quite happening yet. So still waiting for that. That's why I'm saying next year, middle of next year is probably when we might see that. And of course, they have been pulling back the monetary supply, right? So the M2 monetary supply has been pulled back too. We've had a little bit of volatility the last couple of months, but definitely that's been pulled back quite a bit. So it's apparently on a quarter basis, like down -3%. Whereas if you're a monetarist, you'd probably want to get a positive 6% growth in the monetary supply, and that would give us, a good landing possibly. But even then, a lot of damage is happening to the real economy. About 30% of traders expect the Fed to hike in November, down from 31% and last week. And of course, that's the Fed rate hike monitor there, and that's down to 15%. So we've got 15% at the moment expecting a rate hike of 25 basis points. 85% of the market is not expecting the rate hike to happen on the 1st of November. Minneapolis, I got to say that properly. Fed President Neil Kashkari on Tuesday echoed the remarks from Bostic, saying it was possible that the recent rise in long-term treasury yields, which has tightened financial conditions, so talking about the 5 and 10-year bond rates there, could aid the Fed in its battle against inflation. It's certainly possible for the higher long-term yields may do some work for us in terms of bring back inflation back down. And of course, though he stopped short of endorsing a rate pause, if the recent rise in long-term yields have been driven by expectations for further Fed tightening, then the central bank may have to follow through on those expectations. The key part of the treasury yield curve continue to unwind its inversion amid easing recession fears, with the 2-year rate and the 10-year treasury rate narrowing to negative 29 basis points, the lowest level since March, and well above the trough of 106 basis points seen in the summer. So that inversion there with the long-term and the short-term rate. All right, so that's kind of generally good news, right? Generally good news. How long have we got to go to the meeting? Let's have a look on the calendar as well. Go to the Fed rate hike meeting there. 3 weeks and 18 hours to go. 3 weeks, and it's going to be on the 1st of November at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So that is kind of the news there for the market and stock market and the Fed Reserve. Moving to crypto, we got BTC at $27,442. That is at the moment $27,442, down 0.6%. We got Ethereum there 1570, down it's down 2/3 of 1% at the moment. And what else do we got going? A bit of a mixed bag across the board there on the market, but it's still holding up. Here, and we've got a window of opportunity. If the stock market lifts up, I'm sure the good chance that the crypto will follow up. Maybe it has a bit of a delay and then happens there at the moment. So that's kind of a bit mixed bag across the board. Let's jump over to Bitcoin. Bitcoin there, of course, this is our map of the time map here. Timeline. And we got the Ethereum ETFs launch. We had those already. We had Kevin McCarthy out of Speaker of the House on the 3rd, just after doing that and achieving a budget stopgap for 45 days. And of course, that went through to is going through to the 16th of November. So obviously, a leader of the new speaker and budget needs to be done. ETFs there. So Fed meeting is the 1st of November. That's the one that we're talking about. It's 3 weeks away now and 18 hours. And that's looking like a good news. So what that means is that this opportunity could keep going through to at least the budget stopgap meeting. So we may have an opportunity continues on, and this sort of plays into Tom's Fund Strats theme, particularly around the stock market and the S&P 500, that we extend this window of opportunity. So that's looking pretty positive there as well. So that may very well happen, and that gives us more time for potential for an uptrend to happen. It's not going to happen in a straight line. Like, so it's not going to go up like that. It's going to be a slow, a zigzag up. If we continue to get good news, right? It's going to sort of slowly get step up there. At the moment, obviously, we had a golden cross back here after having a death cross and a fake out, really shallow, unbelievable. We haven't really seen this shallow for a long time, not on the charts that we've got here, and so which is pretty crazy. That is still at a golden cross. Now, is it going to fake out here as well and be faked back down to a death cross again? That'd be pretty interesting. That's quite volatile to do that. But at the moment, we're still holding up here with a low of $27,300 today. We're currently at $27,424. So we'll be watching out for this too. But I have a feeling we may have, I've still got the upside, probably to the upside at the moment. Haven't given up on that Bitcoin chart yet. So that's still looking quite good. Let's see. let's go to the monthly on the charts and have a look at Bitcoin on the monthly. I don't know if I haven't got that on auto actually. I just realized. So the monthly there is green. So we're actually green on the monthly, green last month, green this month so far, and we've still got a long way to go, right? It's only the 11th of October, so a long way to go in the monthly candle there for this. And we're still above all the resistances, both angular and horizontal. So not too bad there as well. Don't know if we got the RSI on here. Yeah, the RSI not showing up on that, but that is kind of cool. Bam, let's get out of there. Let's leave. That brings us into Pulsechain. Before we do that, though, let's catch up in the chat. And we're going to get into Pulsechain numbers, and then, of course, we get in the second half of the show. We're going to talk about all the projects and exploring the future of Pulsechain. So you're not too late if you just come in. Let's go back up here. Let's see where we got to. We got the Pulsedemic. We've got Pumpkin Al says Coast, a $3 wire fee to on top of whatever your bank charges. Then the 1% of the total provided 100,000 weight is staked. Yeah, if you want to get a 1% fee on Coast, you should buy some weight tokens and stake those. We'll have a look, try and have a look at those later, see what they're priced at the moment to get 100,000. But that will give you a 1% fee. So if you're on a repeating basis, that'd be very good, right? Getting 1% onboarding fee. Is staked in the PLS gas fee for the exchange. It's a savings overall. Exciting, says Pumpkin Out. Nice one there. I'm sure Coast and Stoic would be happy to hear about that. The Pulse players in house there have been over 10 days since I paid for merchandise from the highest stakes after at least 4 emails about my really tracking nothing. What kind of company is that? I don't know. You'll have to head them up there. I would help if I was working for them or something. I'd help you out, but yeah, you're gonna have to keep pestering them. Their Pulse player. I feel for you. I feel for you. We all feel for you when we don't get the thing that we paid for when we should have got it. I'm not impressed with this Pulse player. What else there? We got maybe Pulse player. You could contact one of the directors directly. Maybe one of those guys. Maybe they'll respond. Pass it on. Maybe they'll do that. Pineapple Love, GM, everybody. Good to see you, Pineapple Love. Yeah, I go to this cafe and my service there has been really bad. It used to be really awesome. It's changed ownership and changed staff and a couple of times. And I'm refusing to go back there now anymore. I can't stand the service. So I'm just left it, and I'm going to find somewhere else to go. It's just the way it goes. When people gotta eventually just say I don't like bad service, and I'm moving somewhere else. All right. Why I feel we might have a long bear bull market before we reach the peak of the bull market. Nice one there, Pineapple Love. McGarry says, any new liquid loans launch which day? October. We're going to talk about that. That's coming up. So stay tuned for that. Talk about liquid loans. The peak is the end of the bull. The blow off top, says Brian. Hey, nice to see Brian in the house there. Brian crushes it in our Discord. He's one of our 2 community leaders, but he's the only one on what do you call it, on the team at the moment. Like, what do you call it? On the playing field at the moment. So big shout out. Our other community leader is busy, but Brian just crushes it in the Discord there. So big shout out to Brian. He helps so many people in there. It's really, really cool. And he's a master gamer as well. He's a master gamer. We got Brian says, get your free weight tokens. Yeah, if you want to onboard fiat directly to Pulsechain, you can use Brian's referral link. He's number 2 on the referral list. He's trying to catch up the crypto coffee. I mean, it's a bit of fun, but might as well try. And you get 5,000 weight tokens, which is pretty cool. So definitely use that. You help support Brian, who does an amazing job. He's onboarded over 100 people to Hex, of course. And you're helping out one of our great community members there big time, as well as a win for you. I like win-wins. Superman doing a great job. Great update about Hex and Pulse for us. Hey, you're welcome there, Pulse Love. Pineapple Love, I should say. I just renamed you Pulse Love. How about that? Yeah, that just happened just right there live. Pineapple Love says, when is Pulse Pot launching? We're going to talk about that too. We'll talk about that as well. Tin Top as well. What's up, Mexicans? Hey, Tin Top, good to see you. Welcome to the chat. Property View says, very nice show today. Hey, thanks to that Property View. Big shout out to you, by the way. You've got a great channel. If you like checking out multi-million-dollar mansions, Property View does reviews around the world on that. So big shout out to Property View. And he is a Hexkin too. It's pretty good. Thanks, boss. You're welcome there, Brian. McGarry says, anyone else having trouble with cross-chain swap for Pulsechain? Well, if you want links for cross-chain, get into the Discord, because under our useful links, we have all the links that are commonly used by most people So you can check out one of those. We've got on-chain links, cross-chain links for Pulsechain. We've got the on-ramps for Pulsechain as well. We've got a fine list in there indeed, so definitely check that out. Probably uses that Top Gun hat is popping. Hey, thanks for that. Appreciate that. Nice resolution. Yeah. We got that. We got the Top Gun. It's a pretty cool hat. I've had quite a few comments about that in public as I'm walking around. Brian is the man, says Tim Top. He is indeed. Brian says he's got bumped to number 3, so you're definitely going to have to use his referral link now. Got to get him back to number 2. So definitely got to use that. McGarry says, love the show, brother. I appreciate that. If you want to join the Discord, that is the Discord link there. Definitely join up there. Lies Beneath has put it there, and so is Brian. Join up, folks. The link is there in the chat. And of course, if you want the best information, the best community, and we actually have a community team run the Discord. I hardly do anything. The only thing I really do is really get people's comments and put them in the right chat groups. Because about it. That's probably 90% of what I do in the Discord is just moving comments around to keep the topics on topic, right? We try to keep things on topic. McGarry says, I'm on the Discord. Oh, nice one there, McGarry. Useful links is for all those links. And of course, we also got a project link in the Discord as well if you haven't joined. What else? Thank you. You're most welcome there, McGarry. All right, let's jump into Pulsechain and let's get back into the numbers for day 151. Can you believe it? 5 months. So we're starting to start our number 6 month really. So 151 days. Let's get into it. We got quadruple 041 for the Pulsechain price, down 5.68%. That's at 41% of the sacrifice. So we really come down from what, about 47%, something like that. Now we're down over the last 4 days, down to 41% of the sacrifice price. We got Pulsechain at the moment at quadruple 0108, is down 5.92%. And the buy and burn keeps ticking away. And the buy and burn is at 472.5 billion Pulsechain is being bought and burned, which is a beautiful, and this is a beautiful number, 2.28% of the public supply. So this excludes the origin accounts, which we really consider, inactive. So we don't expect those to really be used for anything. So they help protect against the larger whales in the community. But apart from that, that is where we are there. 2.28% is bought and burned, which is superior tokenomics for Pulsechain and Pulsechain than you have on other chains. So it's beautiful stuff like that. Incentive token is dropped below $1. We're down 4.8%, is at 96, almost 97 cents there. But the important thing is the ratio, and the ratio is actually up from yesterday. And that's why the price is not down so much. We're at 23,638 pulse per one incentive, so that's pretty bullish. We're well over 13 million incentive token supply at the moment. I wish this had decimal places. That would be quite helpful. Not sure if GoPulse is watching, but it's nice to have decimal place on that incentive supply there. The buy and burn is 100. Sorry, the burn is here is 103,400 incentive tokens being burnt through the TRH game from Jacob and the BNB PulseBot team, which we're going to talk about a bit later when we get up to the projects. The price of Hex is down. It's at 0.0732. And of course, the price of EHEX is at 0.03, so 0.3 of a penny. I think that might be a new low for EHEX. The combined price of EHEX and PX is trying to hold on to 1 cent at the moment. We're at 1 cent and 1 cent, I guess 1.03 cents. So it's trying to hold on to that 1 cent at the moment, down 4.16. 1 PX will get you 179 pulse at the moment. I think that's pretty similar to yesterday. And 1 PX will get you 2.42 EHEX at the moment. So that seems a bit weaker today on that one there. So that is the numbers. Let's go have a look at the charts. Let's have a look at, this is the chart for Pulsechain versus DAI. And you can see that we've broken down here, but we've still got our ascending triangle there is got really wider. So look at this, full stuff there. So I guess we're going to have to really thin that out and pull that up as well. So that is where we are at the moment. That just expands this out really far as well. So we've got a much slower road at this stage based on this chart. So we're going to have to, we've still got a higher lows intake. This here is actually on this is actually on the horizontal support. So we're back down here on this horizontal support. So really we broke down through that short-term ascending triangle. We're now back on horizontal there. This is going to have to form our next higher low because we already breached it. We're already pretty much on the bot. We've just pushed slightly through this last one. So we've kind of got new structure there at the moment. So we've had we had a couple of days rise, which was quite nice. We had a chance there. We failed on pretty much the second or third attempt, depending on where you look at this chart. And of course, we've been down for 4 days in a row. Let's have a look at the RSI, which is very important. RSI still can go down further. It's 42. Will it do it? We will find out, but it's been a big day down today on the chart there. And of course, let's have a look at the 4 hourly on the RSI. The 4 hourly has got into the oversold territory and is back up there. So hopefully we'll be able to stop that bleed out and start a new green chart. We got 3 minutes till the end of the day. So that's pretty much it on the 4 hourly. The hourly, of course, also bounced into oversold territory. Has bounced up as well. So 4 hourly, that still could go down one more time. So fingers crossed on that one. That's just kind of where we are at the moment. Of course, if you're buying, you can pick up a lot more volume. It's just that easy, right? That's the way it goes. So we're going to have to wait. Can we get something like this happening with the green chart? We will see. What else are we going to say about that? In terms of getting back to the sacrifice price, we're currently down around about here. So getting back to sacrifice price is around about 143% gain that we need to get back to sacrifice. And of course, we're going to have to zigzag our way up there, is my guess, unless we get up to this triangle here and blow past the 5,000. Get a nice, strong green candle out there. So look for that in the future. That is the bullish scenario. So we'll see how we get on. Let's go to Pulsechain. Pulsechain here also breaking down to around this earliest higher support, higher low here. So we had this low here and then higher low. And of course, we break down through that triangle, ascending triangle too. And we're currently on support as well. So now the ascending triangle goes out even longer now. So we have to see how we go on this one. And the Bollinger Bands got very tight, but it's broken down to the downside on the old Pulsechain. And of course, on the RSI, it's down at 43 as well, pretty similar to Pulse. But of course, in terms of getting back to sacrifice price, at the moment, if you're buying, if you're on the buying side of the trade, you're looking at about 822%. 822% if you're patient enough to play out for that. That is what's sitting there in the future potentially. So that is that incentive token. Obviously, we're down below $1 today. We've been down as low as 93 cents. We're currently at 97 cents. But the ratio has managed to stay green from the looks of it. Yeah, green day on the ratio. So well done on that. That's all I can say. Now, remember, the incentive token is being mined by the farmers in Pulsechain V1. And of course, they just continue to mine there. A nice little pause in the incentive token here at the moment. And of course, what are some of the things in the future that may be bullish for Pulsechain and incentive is the Dow coming out. Obviously we've got a feature the limit orders, but I don't know if that will move anything. But the Dow possibly, the single side staking, of course, probably the biggest bullish picture there. The potentiality for that. It was a long time ago now that Richard talked about the experimentality of that and teasing that one. So we'll just have to wait for that. It's all kind of a wild card now. And of course, potentially the earn protocol from Power City, which we'll talk more about later, could be very bullish for Pulsechain incentive, as particularly Pulsechain. So we were looking for that too, and maybe any other third-party protocol, including possibly anything that surprises us from the Heart Foundation, as it were. All right, that is the incentive token. Let's go to PHEX. PHEX here breaking down really weak the last 4 days. Look at us, 1, 2, 3, 4. And of course, we had tightening Bollinger Bands here. Look at this. It had to break one way or the other typically. It's broken to the downside, despite our bullish ascending triangle. We had 1, 2, 3 rejections here. So now we're just holding on to see where it's going to go. Let's have a look at the RSI. RSI is still down at 41. So it's kind of weak there. Still could go down quite a bit there. So we're watching this. The other one, our past low, remember, was 6.6 cents approximately, down to 6.4. So 6.4 to 6.6. That it would be like getting down to our previous low. But if we can hold on to a higher low, that's positive, right? Higher lows here, that'd be positive, and that's kind of where we are there. Don't know if Brendan's in the chat there. He may have thoughts on that, so let me know if Brendan's there. What else we're going to say about this? I was going to say something else about it, but I can't remember what it was. So we'll move on from that. There we are. That is PHEX, EHEX at the moment, the weak one, man. I said it's a weak cousin, right? Nothing against cousins, man. Nothing against cousins, but I know when you grow up, you're like young and you got the weak cousin. You go, hey, you got to look after the weak cousin, though, right? You got to look after the weak cousin, whatever that means. I have no idea what I'm saying, but maybe you're one of those kids in one of those Brooklyn suburbs. You got to look after the weak cousin. You guys probably bring back some sad memories, but hey, we got the price there is at 3/10 of a penny at the moment, and we've had a low of 0.0029. So there we are, definitely getting into lows there. So that is a new low that we've had today for EHEX. So really is we just have to wait to see where it goes at the moment. There's no real other thing to talk about at the moment. I haven't got the RSI on this one, so that's kind of a shame. Let's pull up the RSI and pull it up. And the RSI is at 36, but it's been pretty sad on the EHEX here for quite a while. We have a slight little uptrend in the RSI since August, since 1st of August, but definitely is still quite weak here, 37. And we're looking for a little U-turn up here. All right, that is EHEX there. Now the combined price of PHEX and EHEX here on InvestX.io is holding on. It's managed to hold on. So it dipped all the way down here to 1.01 cents. It's currently at 1.03. Excuse me. I don't smoke. It's not a smoker's cough, so that's probably me just talking too much. Let's have a drink there, and we interrupt this with a news break. Superman is coughing. All right, so that is pretty much where we are at the moment. We were back up here. We're up at 1.18 cents, and now we're down at 1.03 cents here at the moment. So trying to hold on to that 1 cent mark combined with PHEX and EHEX there on InvestX. All right, so those are the numbers. Let's jump over first for day 151. The validators, of course, are still crushing it. So let's refresh this for that. Hopefully we'll be able to render it. It's not rendering. We'll have to come back to validators. Let's look at the gas prices. That's not rendering either. I've got too much stuff open. Sometimes it gets stuck. It gets stuck when I do that. Oh, there we go. Here we go. We got it back. New all-time high. What we're doing on live stream here. Live stream. Man, I'm having trouble with my words today. 44,314 is the number of validators. So we've got a new all-time high, and we've got the 1.42 trillion pulses staked there with the validators on Pulsechain. Pulsechain really is the people's chain, as you can see, with validators all around the world, looking really, really cool. The people's chain, they say, the people's chain. Now let's jump over to the gas prices. So new all-time high for validators. That's good news. Let's hopefully this gas price will pop up as well. Let's see how we get on there. I don't know if we've actually got Bren in the chat. Actually, we'll have to check out. But waiting for this to update. Let's go to the bridge. No, it's not updating as well. Gas, no, it's not updating. So gas is not updating. We might have to come back to that. We're going to get into the final couple categories, PRC20s as well. Before we do that, though, let's get back into the chat and see who else has jumped in there. Let's see here. We've got Christian says incentive looking pretty to scoop, says Christian, not financial advice. So Lies Beneath says got more today, so scooping up there, DCA. That's pretty good. And Pumpkin out there on Coast. I was shocked to see the intermediary bank they are using as a tiny bank from my birthplace, hometown in Amesbury, Massachusetts. What are the odds why they select the bank? God knows. Well, I think they're kind of like a banking agency of some sort. They're a little bit different, aren't they? I'm not sure what the actual structure is, but they're a little bit different that bank, but definitely worth looking at there. Pulse Basis says pray for peace. Indeed, yeah. We're definitely on the wars at the moment. All right, let's jump over to the PRC20 category. So we'll talk about the Richard Hart Gold and Cryptos. At the moment, this is my custom list for PRC20s. We've got PDI at the moment. PDI has been pretty volatile, actually. It's nothing different there, I guess. It's kind of been flat the last couple of days, but it's kind of been in this tight range. So there we are at the moment. I said it's volatile, but its range is not too bad. We've been up as high as 1/10 of a penny. We've been down as low as maybe 8,500. We're currently at 8,900, almost 9,000 at the moment. So it's not too bad. It's actually pretty stable the last 3 days. But previously it had been, up and down there at the moment. So that's kind of where we are at the moment on the old PDI. And a lot of people like to talk about PDI. And of course, we're 1,000% away, 1,000% away from the 1 cent, the glorious 1 cent. Can it do it? We'll see how if it can. We're currently at 212% away from the all-time high, which was just under 0.3 of a penny. That's kind of where we are at the moment. And of course, to get to the 1/10 of a penny, we're about 11% away from that. So that's not too far at all. That's within the trading range the last couple of days. That's old PDI. Wrap Bitcoin is looks like Wrap Bitcoin is definitely weakened off a little bit there. Yeah, it's just weakened off down a little bit there. Pretty similar the last couple of days at the bottom of the range. There has been 3 days in this range. $74, so it's on the weaker side at the moment. $72 on the Wrap Bitcoin. Teddy Bear, which is the talk of the town. In fact, I want to talk about Teddy Bear. If you guys know the NFT collection, Pulse Reflections, one of the earliest actually, if not one of the 2 or 3 earliest. Yeah, definitely. Pulse Reflections been around for a very long time, and of course, they only recently launched a little while ago, but the concept has been around for a long time. And Teddy Bear, they've decided to do an NFT collection on teddy bears, so that's good news from them. I might bring that up a bit later, but that is from Pulse Reflections. But there we are. Currently, Teddy Bear is at 8 zeros, 8888, which is good luck in China, right? The 888s with all the 8s. So that is pretty much flat, though. Pretty much flat the last couple of days there as well. Not a lot happening with these big famous ones that we've been talking about lately. Treasury bill also is pretty flat as well the last couple of days. So not much happening with these ones that have been kind of the big stars, but not much happening there at all. A Tropa is down 5%. So Tropa there is pretty much flat as well. Not much happening there either. Not much. Let's have a look at the big 2 meme coins. SHIB is down 7.5%. That is definitely down on the bottom of the range there, back into the range here that we had back here. So this is actually quite cool. You guys know I've been talking about this, that with the 9-inch DEX, meme DEX coming, this could be quite a good play. Not financial advice, but if you were going to speculate on the 9-inch DEX, meme DEX, that would be, SHIB and Pepe could be 2 very good plays, and they seem to be back into buying range, which is kind of cool. This is the Pepe one. Let's get rid of that. There's the Pepe one there. That's also back in buying range. So, pretty interesting. Let's see whether they get supported, though. If the community supports them, they may not. With I think a much less riskier position on meme coins is actually going to, sorry, that's the wrong one there, is going to the memes that are actually created by the 9-inch DEX team. And of course, we know those are the Where Did the ETH Go token, Paul Pleb, PP, and Pulse Dodge PLD. Those are the 3 that are created by the 9-inch DEX team. They're the ones that have probably got a very good probability of doing well, because Hexy Bastard, one of the team members there, founder of Paul Pleb, is said that they will be supported with single-side staking and 9 BVC token incentives. So that's going to be pretty bullish. Now, let's have a look at where the performers are. We're looking at by liquidity. So I sort by liquidity. In other words, a bigger liquidity at the top rather than by percentage generally. And we've got Access Alive is up 30%. That was down quite a bit yesterday. This is from the influencer Access Alive. We're at 9,200. We got all the way down to 6,600. Back up at 9,200 there. So nice little bounce for Access Alive. So if any of you got that, congratulations. Where did the ETH go? This is one of the 3 meme coins for the 9-inch DEX. And you can see this kind of got a little bit of an arch in there. But that's at 52 cents at the moment on that one. Hex Orange Address is down 3%. This is, I think, Abit's one, is it? This is Abit, another influencer. Abit's there, and of course, who's done a lot of stuff with the Hex Road shows and stuff like that through the US. This is at 21 hundredth of a cent, kind of chilling in there at the moment. Kind of slightly on the high side for me, but that's doing okay. Paul Pleb, number 2 out of 3 for the 9-inch DEX that you could potentially pick up, is definitely getting in the sort of the range that you might want to accumulate. Obviously, the lower the better. If you could ideally get 3,000, it'd be amazing, but you're going to need a wick down for that. At the moment, it's at 3,700 there, but it's still in a good accumulation zone at the top, probably the range. It's kind of a 3,500 top of the range, but that'd be kind of cool. Not too bad picking up there either. That leads us into Pulse Dodge, the 3rd and final. Now, obviously, 9-inch DEX been delayed with audit changes and stuff like that, but they may also be waiting. We have very good insight from Hexy Bastard's last update. He made a comment talking about stuff coming up in November, but that they were hoping to launch before then. So well before then. So it could be any time this month is my guess. I'm not sure if they're going to be waiting for the Fetch Oracle, which we're going to talk about, but that's kind of the play there on Pulse Dodge. At the moment, is at 3400th of a penny, very close to my accumulation range, which is 3,000. That's the top of the range here. That'd be kind of cool getting it from that, and it has almost touched that a couple of days times in the last couple of days. So fingers crossed, that'd be a pretty good accumulation. So I do suggest using Proteus, the DEX aggregator, because it has bot protection, and Pulse Dodge and PLD and Poor Pleb do have a lot of bots running on these trading pairs. So that's just something you can think about there. All right, is that it for that? I think so. We got Dogecoin under this. It's down 2.8%. Ben token down 19% there. That's pretty much it there. More token from Trayvon is down 5% too. Let's have a quick look at Trayvon's one. Yeah, wow. I had a nice super rally, 72 cents, and now it's 13 cents, but it has been as low as 9.5 cents or 9 cents there. So yeah, wow, ouch. Be terrible buying up here and still holding, right, when you know it's come down there. But that's just the way it goes in these cryptos sometimes. That is kind of that. Let's jump away from the meme coins, get into the main category, Pulsechain projects. And of course, we're sorting by liquidity. And at the moment, the only ones out of the leaderboard there is Internet Money. It has got 21K liquidity, is up 14%. What else is looking good there? Not much at the moment. It's pretty red day after 4 days of the Richard Hart tokens down. It's obviously also impacted the momentum and the projects too at the moment. So that's it, pretty much it. So if we sort by percentage, pretty much only Internet Money is up today on my custom list of Pulsechain projects. As that. Remember, I'm not putting this is not meme coins, so anybody can set up a PRC20 token and run that. This is for projects that are providing some form of utility, whether they're DeFi or GameFi. It's got to have some sense of utility to it. So yeah, at the moment. So that is Internet Money doing not too bad after their rally, yeah, looking pretty good. So that is pretty much that. We're going to jump away from that. That is the tokens at the moment. Now we're going to quickly talk about the weight token, right? Because we want to see how much that's worth. So let me just go by liquidity again, and we're going to have a look for weight token. It's got 14K in liquidity, so it's the biggest liquidity on the Pulsechain side. We can see this is the profile there of the weight tokens. It's actually had a pretty good run. It's holding up pretty well here, and not surprising given it's successfully launched there. Well over $2 million now bridged onto Pulsechain, which is fresh economic energy, right? That's really cool. We got the price there at 1200th of a penny at the moment. So that's how much you can get. How much is 100,000? Let's put that in the calculation. It's $121. So if you want to get a 1% fee, if you're bridging on a lot of fiat onto Pulsechain through the Coast on ramp, it will cost you about $120 to get 100,000 weight tokens, and of course that will get you a 1% fee. Now, obviously, the price of weight may just go up over time as more people accumulate. Once again, you've got to take that into consideration. But in any case, it's a pretty good deal for getting a 1% fee. Obviously, those other costs that Pumpkin Owl mentioned earlier. So that is pretty much it on that. What else there? We got Pumpkin Owl says they're trying to ignite the world war. Hopefully, none takes the bait. Pulse Bezos. Yeah. We got Dan Wednesday and House said communist, the new Hex. Says Dan. I don't know about that. I still can't stand that name, but they had a nice little run, didn't they? In fact, have we got communists here? I think we might have. Where is communist here? Communist, there we are. $2,800 liquidity, pretty thin liquidity, but had a big nice pump yesterday. Back down today halfway, so it's actually holding up, not too bad, but it has gone down quite a bit there. 10 zeros, 16.55 for communists, and we'll see what happens to that over time. All right, that is pretty much that. Let's move on. Let's get into the projects, and of course, this is kind of the second half of the live stream. We're 44 minutes into the live stream, but you guys know I normally go up to about an hour and 15. And of course, here we got Fetch Oracle. This is what we're waiting for. This is a fundamental piece of infrastructure for Pulsechain, a decentralized Oracle, fully decentralized, transparent, permissionless Oracle system powered by Talo technology, which is already one of the big decentralized oracles over on Ethereum, for example. Built natively for Pulsechain, and that's beautiful, right? Beautiful, built natively there, which is pretty neat. The problem and the solution, I'm not going to go through all this because you guys know, but basically we're going to have price feeds, and that includes prices and non-price data as well. So it's going to be pretty cool. And yeah, it's going to be a very, very cool system. And this is set up by Liquid Loans. The third biggest sacrifice after Pulsechain and Pulsex was Liquid Loans at about $51 million. So this is how it's going to operate. Very, very cool. It's going to have its own token, the Fetch token. And of course, there's going to have opportunity to earn income as well with reporter network. Those reporters will earn Fetch for their services. And of course, they're providing price and non-price data. Obviously, price data is what most of the big DeFi protocols are looking forward to. So it's going to be pretty cool like that. So this is what we're waiting for. We're expecting Liquid Loans' CEO, Crypto Crazy, has confirmed that the Fetch Oracle will be launching in October, because Liquid Loans is launching in October. And for Liquid Loans to launch, you need the Fetch Oracle. So that's how we know the order. And there's a good chance that we will have it out, I would say, within the next week. So it could be this week, could be the beginning of next week. But I think that's probably getting pretty close, is the old Fetch Oracle to launching. I suspect that they will need to have that launching for probably a week or two and before Liquid Loans. So I'm definitely expecting Liquid Loans in the later part of October. But Crypto Crazy has talked about it launching in October. So definitely I think that that's probably the timeline there. That seems to make sense. So kind of cool. That's the Fetch Oracle. We're waiting for that. And Liquid Loans, of course, will launch after that. It is the biggest sacrifice project. And of course, 51 million has a lot of big whales in it, a lot of large accounts that sacrifice. So presumably, hopefully, we'll get a lot of those big players using it, right? So that's what you want to see, the medium big players using this. That's bullish because it's going to get pulsed off the market. And of course, it also gets a new stablecoin, our second stablecoin to Pulsechain, USDL, and which is going to be a pretty big one, I suggest. It's also going to have 42 days of incentives for the incentive pools. So if you wanted to get some of that action, there's going to be that in the house as well. You got LP rewards down here. So yeah, 42 days of tokens, 150 billion loan token up for grabs, they say here. So that is going to be pretty exciting. That's going to be pretty bullish. So they've definitely got the incentives in for success. They've got the big sacrifice position, the big number of users in that, big money that's been involved in that, and of course the big loans. Now, what we'd like to see for this to be successful is adoption like anything else. And of course, the big players in particular, some of those with big sacrifice sets or purchased a lot of Pulse, take that Pulse, put it in here, and issue themselves some stable coins, and of course flood the market with cool stable coins as well. And of course, leverage lending, going and buying more of the good stuff, the rich hard tokens and other top tier tokens, maybe like PHUX or something like that. And just putting more of it away, ideally. So that's kind of what we wanted to see here. This platform, obviously, not only does it offer USDL, you can put in vaults. So vaults basically put your Pulse in, get USDL out. You'll earn money by that. If you take your USDL, you can go buy more good stuff on the markets, like PulseX or Batias or something, or PHUX. And of course, you can bring it back in again. So hopefully we'll see some of those strategies that we've talked about before, like the Haunted strategy, the hot pull strategy, and things like that being played out by a lot of people in the retail book, and that'd be positive too. So looking forward to not only large accounts, but the retail army as well, getting in to utilize this opportunity. So yeah, if you don't want to go do that, of course, you can always get the USDL and stake it for more returns in here, and you're going to earn liquidation gains and loan rewards as well, which is going to be pretty important. Stability pool. If you've got loan tokens, you can buy those off the market. Obviously, they're going to be probably in. It's going to be interesting to see the demand. It's going to be hot to trot. Now we know that from the sacrifice set, they had a bonus over 2-year periods, and only 25% approximately is coming out straight away. The rest of the 75% of loan tokens going to be coming out every month. A little bit every month, up to 2 years. And we know that the Hex Godwell, who was the number 2 sacrifice set after the Magic Upride, has got theirs coming out after 2 years. So they're a real long-term investor, and that's coming out then. So it's going to be pretty interesting. I suggest to you that we'll probably get big jumps in month 6, month 12, month 18, and month 24 will be the big jumps in terms of number of loan tokens hitting the market from the sacrifice set. But apart from that, about 25% is coming out in that first month, the first day when it goes live. So it's going to be interesting. We could get a lot of demand for that as well, with the incentive pools as well. So this incentive pool is driving people to want to buy loan token and get part of that pool and start earning loan token as well. With the loan token, of course, you can come in here and you can earn rewards, redemption fees, and issuance gains as well, which will be paid out in Pulse and USDL. So some pretty interesting on-platform DeFi as well. In the stability pool, you earn Pulse and Loan. In the stability pool, you earn Pulse and USDL. So it's kind of cool there as well. Now, what I would like to see is a large adoption, and obviously a lot of stable coins coming to market and a lot of leverage lending. Now, the total leverage, we have a TCR up here. I would like to see, we'll probably get something similar to like Liquidity. I suggest we'll probably have something that looks like this, actually 261%. There's a good chance we could have a lot of lending up in this zone, which is a lot of leverage potentially, right? A lot of, if not a lot of leverage, it implies a lot of leverage, but it really implies a lot of USDL taken out as well. So that's really important there. Obviously, you don't want it to be too low, but typically, if you're a normal retail investor, you want to take the low risk. You'd be at like 1,000%, whereas this is like 260%. So it's a lot more risk taking there versus the amount of collateral you put in, right? So that's very important there as well. You certainly don't want to get under 150% because if it does get into recovery mode, which is 110%, then you risk getting pulled into that, right? So very important that you understand that. But that's liquid loans. That is the biggest protocol coming up, and of course we're waiting for that to happen. We're expecting more, based on stuff that Crypto Crazy is talking about. We're expecting more announcements. They've already teased us about new partnerships coming up. One particular big one that they're excited about. So with a lot of capital that they raised, $51 million, and the professional team that they've got set up, and mainly Australia, but in other places around the world, they've got obviously Walrus as their growth manager, does a great job with that too, and is getting more protocols, doing even more, going beyond liquid loans. Obviously, we've got Pulsechain Safe, which is multi-sig. They've already launched that. You can use that today. It's open to the public. We have covered that in the past. They're waiting for the Fetch Oracle to come. That's going to unleash not just liquid loans, but a range of big protocols to Pulsechain. And of course, we've also got obviously their potential partnerships as well. So it's going to be a big deal there. Waiting to see what they've got in store for us, because a team like this, Pulsechain really needs professional teams, and of course, having them roll out top tier quality utilities on Pulsechain is a big deal, and they seem to be doing it and taking their time is good. I think the timing is pretty neat. We're 10 weeks after the SEC Black Swan event, and this is good timing now. I think we're entering into a good zone in October. I think that's really cool. And as I said, got people like Tom Lee talking about positive earnings this quarter, and so that's all boding well. We've got the potentially no interest rate rises. I mean, everything's looking pretty good, right? Leading into the Christmas period, and of course, Pulsechain got all these heavyweight protocols and utilities landing, and of course, that Fetch Oracle structure is going to be pretty pivotal for the next phase of growth on Pulsechain. That brings us also into Power City Earn protocol, which is going to be a huge deal as well. Now, obviously, Power City is a whole ecosystem. We're not going to go through all that, but there are a lot of projects coming. And of course, the big one there is PulseX, the Earn protocol. They're going to be collateralizing PulseX, not Pulse. So Liquid Loans collateralizing Pulse and taking Pulse off the market, but Earn protocol is going to take PulseX off the market, which is probably even more important if you're holding PulseX, given the supply differences and the number of holders, and of course the price being down so much more dramatically, right? So that is the Earn protocol. Potential to take off a lot of PulseX, and of course the lending on here is only $500, whereas the lending on Liquid Loans is $2,000, the minimum lending amount. So your collateral has to be a factor above that. So I think that's pretty cool. This is going to be very popular, PulseX. I think this. Hey, don't be surprised if this does even better, relatively speaking, because of all the users in PulseX. And of course, we may see a lot of vaults opening up there as well, with modest leverage for a lot of people. But there's always some big users that take out a lot more leverage, and that raises the overall leverage for the platform. So it's going to be fun to see that as well. Now, you get in here, you're going to earn, if you're in the stability pool, you're going to earn PLSX and Earn token. And I think Earn token is going to be very in demand. And of course, by putting in PLX, you're going to be issuing the third stablecoin to Pulsechain. So these are pivotal, huge protocols, and that is the PXDC stablecoin. So you're going to see that be pretty popular too. I don't know if we've heard that there'll be a liquidity provision for that, so I haven't heard anything around that, but that's potentiality. We'll see for the liquidity pools. I don't know what the team's got in store for that. But from both Liquid Loans and Power City, we are expecting some forms of marketing to play out as well, particularly Liquid Loans. So we would expect to see some of that play out there too. I know that the Power City team's been pretty quiet on the marketing side of things, not want to talk about it. But with you got big professional teams with some decent capital, recently could expect them to do more marketing. Unlike a lot of the typical teams you see pop up, they don't quite have the capital to do that as well. So we may see that boost as well in terms of the branding around Pulsechain, earn protocol, power, and liquid loans, etc. So in this one here, you have, if you got PXDC, the stablecoin, you can put PulseX in there. You get PXDC, the stablecoin. You can then put it in stability pool, or you can go off into the market and provide liquidity, or go buy some more of the good stuff like gold rich art tokens or more earn tokens, whatever. And you can do that here. But you can either make money by buying stuff in the market, or just going into stability pool with your PXDC stables. And if you've got earn, you can stake your earn there as well, and earn some of the redemption fees. So pretty cool, that as well. Now a vault's basically like a loan, taking a loan out. So if you're confused by the vault language, it's just basically like taking a loan out there, which is going to be pretty cool. So exciting to see that. Wait for that. That's going to be much easier if people get to, $500 loan. People, that's more open to the retail market as well. So it's a bit more market friendly from that point of view. All right, that's going to lead us into the main ecosystem explorations. We're going to get into that, but before we do that, let's catch up on the chat. We've probably got a few more people here. Let's get past here. Lies Beneath is going to today to practice a little more on liquid loan strategies. Says Lies Beneath, nice one. Now I did pull up a website on that, right? So I can't remember where I put that. I have saved it, but I have put that out there. It's got all the strategies for liquid loans, which would be applicable to Power City. Now remember, Power City is going to have other protocols, which auto compound, all sorts of stuff that they're going to have more features like that. And of course, we've also got Barista there from the Magic Upright team that are also helping with automation for liquid loans. So it's not just these two base protocols, but also the front ends and other third-party projects that launch on top of their projects utilizing their lending protocol. So it really is an ecosystem as well. I'm just trying to find this link. What was I going to? The protocols here. Yeah, I've got so many links now. It's crazy. Let me see. Let's type it on. I'll look for this manually. I feel like Trayvon when he just does it on the fly. Wanted strategy, liquid loans. Thought I had the link there. Yeah, bam. Let's go. All right. Yeah. Let's pull it in. This is the strategies here now that Lies Beneath raised it, which is a really good point. So bam, let's go. So this is the haunted strategy of liquid loans. You obviously use this on Power City too, the earn protocol. This is showing the haunted strategy there, and it's really about, if we got a retail army doing this, could have some pretty profound impact on Pulsechain too. So it's going to be able to see how this goes with minting 10%. This is a very conservative strategy, minting 10% and just rinse and repeating as the price goes up. You open up a bigger position. So it's kind of the play. Now, there are a lot of variants. So there's a lot of variants on the Honda strategy, which you can see, loan the dip. So you can see buy Pulse daily. And there's all these variations there. So there's a couple there. Honda strategy basics. So there's two variants there as well on the Honda strategy. There's also other strategies, right? So click on other strategies. Look at them all. People have devised, cunning people have devised to use the protocol in different ways. Which is pretty cool. We've got what's this? The liquid loans, how to use the LL pure strategy. We've got the exponential grandma strategy. People got sense of humor. There's little grandma down there too. She seems pretty happy, and she's got a little pulse chain eyes, which is pretty funny. So there's lots of strategies here. There's Hodpool one, the Hodpool strategy there. So probably most of you know Hodpool, and of course Hodpool strategy, and of course cool stuff like that. 43 OG Hex Maxi strategy. For using these things here as well. How to use the JJ strategy. And of course, all this is about earning more passive income, earning more crypto, right? That's the whole idea here, using a bit of leverage conservatively. So most strategies to do so, which is pretty cool. How to use the HexiCat strategy. Got a big line there. How to use the infinite vacation strategy. How to use the squirrel strategy. Now, many of you may know a lot of these people. How to use the real estate mogul strategy. So you can check out all these, how to use the LL Pura strategy there. So there we are. There's a lot of cool stuff there. I'll post this link, of course, in the chat there if you guys want to check that out. But that's pretty cool. In fact, I might post that in the Pulsechain list there as well. I keep forgetting to do it, but hey, you can't get me for trying. So that's the hauntedstrategy.com. It's also got the other strategies as well. So Haunted was kind of the first one there, made famous. Now I do believe they have a Telegram group as well. They had thousands of people in it. So it'd be interesting to see whether that reactivates, because it's been quite a while since a lot of these were talked about. But that is the Haunted strategy. How will people use the liquid loans and the Earn protocol platforms? That's kind of the play there. All right, what else? That was pretty cool. Thanks for that, Lice Beneath. That was good reminding me about that. We got Pumpkin out. Not so sure it was so smart to have my entire LL sacrifice come out in 2 years. Will it pay off? I would miss out on the first 2 years of LP or pooling ability for loan token money in the bank. Yeah, well, basically, I agree with you. The short-term game versus the long-term game. And, of course, you have all those benefits as well at the beginning, as opposed to, are you going to outdo the return that people have with the loan bonus, the volume bonuses? That's the key, right? Which is got up to 2.5x, if I remember rightly. Was it 2.5? Yeah, I can't remember the exact numbers now, but it was definitely up there in that multiplier. Yeah. What else? I know that you got a 6% bonus every month, and then the final month 24 was a 24% bonus, so it was kind of a big bonus here. I think it was 250% all up. What else? We got Power City Baby, says Pumpkin Now. Absolutely. Boom. Yeah, it's exciting. I'm waiting for it. Power City did a large sacrifice, 40 million or so. Yeah, it was pretty big on that money as well. Was it 11 million or 16? I can't remember now. Let's pull that up too. Let me pull it up. I'll have a quick look. Liquid loan sacrifices. So liquid loans was definitely about 51 million. Now, their website shows it a little bit lower, but the hexpulse.info site says it was about that much. Let's go to Power City. Where is it here? Power City. There we go. Got it pulling up it now. How are we doing? An hour and 2 minutes. We're doing pretty well, aren't we? 14 million. You're absolutely right on the money there, Pumpkin Owl. Well done. 14 mil. All right. Who else has jumped in here? I think that's it. Christian says, how to use the CC strategy, says, well, you have to make one. You make a diagram and then submit it to the hauntedstrategy.com, and I'm sure they add it there, CC, if they think it's, past the square. We'll have to call your one the CC DGN strategy, CC DGN. Probably have high leverage on it. All right, jokes aside. Or low leverage and just all into DGN protocols, something like that. That might be something like that. All right, let's move on from that. But that was pretty cool. And I need to save that in my favorites. I realized I thought I had saved it, but I hadn't. All right, let's get into it. So we're going to continue on with exploring the Pulsechain future. So we talked about some of the heavyweight protocols coming, and stable coins, leverage lending, Fetch Oracle. So some of the heavyweights. But we've also got a ton of applications coming. And I think some people have over 180, most of which have not launched. We had a decent percentage have launched, but most of them haven't. So really, really cool. And we've got a lot of different categories here. I've got these under useful links. So if you want to get into our Discord, go under Pulsechain. Sorry, it's not under useful links, under Pulsechain projects. We've got two different data sites in the Discord. One is useful links with all the on-chain bridges and all sorts of stuff like that. But we've also got useful the project links as well for all the projects that are on Pulsechain or coming to Pulsechain. So you get in there too. So it's a really good resource there for people to use. And I think the best of the best, right? Hex Token Discord, yeah, rock in it. But most importantly, the community is amazing too. You get lots of intel from the community and lots of cool stuff talking about life and stuff like that and playing games, things like that. So it's got that too. All right, we got Pulsechain ecosystem. We've got charity stuff here, scenes of this and Pulse Health, etc. Markets. We've got lots of cool stuff there. NFT markets here. This is actually missing some now. So this is how fast it's changing. This is the Pulse wallet, which is coming to Pulsechain. That's going to be a big deal potentially as well. And I'm going to talk about that probably separately, but that's kind of cool. Created by Pulse Wallet. They got information sites, all the information sites. They've got all the gaming sites here. This includes PulsePot, Win-Win. I think Win-Win's going to be pretty exciting too. Pulse games, there's actually more games in this list, but they're not in here. Off-ramp there, Pulse LN Coast. We've probably got a couple more in there that probably fit in there as well. Token there. We've got that. I saw someone do a Pulse LN transfer from an exchange today, and they were very raving about that on Pulse LN. So it's pretty cool, which has got the Bitcoin Lightning Network as well, the Pulsechain, which is pretty cool. Tokens, obviously lots of tokens. There's tons of tokens. That's a pretty generic thing there. We've got lots of different things in here. sort of a mixed bag. Wallets, of course, Pulse Wallet, Hex Wallet, Staker Wrap, Internet Money. So we've got a lot of wallets building on there. Memes, tons of memes, of course. You guys know there's tons of memes. Hex Information, exchanges, of course. This is one of the heavyweight divisions, right? Is the exchanges. It's like heavyweight. Mike Tyson, no. We've got lots here. Pulsex, obviously, Patius, 9-inch, Investex, Richard Swap, Chaos Verse, Akari, PHux there, Portal X. There's a lot missing from that that it should be in there too. But there's a good group of them. Socials, of course, lots of social stuff. Now, this stuff here, the socials is not really unleashed at all on Pulsechain, but these things are coming. So yeah, pretty big deal here as well. So kind of cool. PLSS Speak, Pulse Domains. Pulse Domains going to be pretty popular. I think we'll get a good percentage of the market that likes using like Pulse Domains. We have your name and then Pulse for a wallet, for example. And of course, you can tie wallets to that and potentially trade it and things like that. It's kind of cool. DeFi, we've got a ton of DeFi in here, of course, the heavyweights. So we've got some heavyweight divisions in here, right? We've got the markets heavyweight division. We've got the on-ramp, off-ramps heavyweight division. We've got the exchanges heavyweight division there. And we've got the DeFi in here, a lot of heavyweight divisions in here as well. That's what I call heavyweights. We've got a lot of tools as well. And we've got cross-chain solutions here. I call that a heavyweight division as well to some degree. That's pretty cool. We've got, Go PulseX there, Let's Exchange, etc. Radex, different things in here. Not sure about Radex in here, but we've got Token Express. So yeah, you got a big question mark over some of the protocols, but we've got mostly good quality ones coming. And of course, we've got tons of NFTs. Now, this list of NFTs is so small now. We've got way more. We've got tons of them now. Like maybe, I don't know, is it 50 NFT collections? There's a lot out there now. Many of them are still minting out. I think we've definitely got some leaders, like your top 10. Richie Worlds, for example, Pulse Punks, definitely got some leaders in the vision. Some of them are still to sell out, but definitely looking good there. And so some of the NFT marketplaces also launching NFT collections as well. So a lot more going to happen in that space, especially the next real big wave of NFTs is going to be those NFT collections that have successful token launches, DeFi launches, and staking attached to them. Those are ones that get that up and running first without any problems, no rugs and things like that. Then that's the biggest deal there as well. So pretty cool. That's the Pulse wallet ecosystem. Many of these are still to launch. So very excited. I'm going to go through and tag all the ones as well. So I'm going to try and bring that up. So I'm not going to close this down because I'm going to do it today probably. We've got the Pulsechain. This is from the Crypto B, Crypto_B. It's growing pretty fast on the old Twitter there. That's kind of cool. He's made this nice little map here. So kind of cool. The real Pulsechain, the real DeFi system, absolutely. And of course, he's got a whole list here of DeFi. So these lists have got probably a lot more projects on it. DeFi, content hubs. So he's got different kind of category names. Analytics. We've got incubators, domains, oracles, bridges, privacy. Now, privacy under here, of course, he's missing Beetroot here. So this is still in evolutions. They're trying to get themselves, over the top of all these projects. Stable coins, of course. He's got BankX on here. I'd remove BankX off this. But USDL, PXDC, and Coast, BankX pretty much failed on its launch and was also a rug, in my opinion. Not cool. So we got the wallet there as well. It's ticking away. And, of course, incubator there as well. So lots of cool stuff here. NFT projects, Hex derivatives. And it really is fun to see these Hex derivatives play out. Maximus, Hedron, of course, the super ones there. But we've got Super Stake. We've got a few others. The Stake House is coming. That's coming in the future. Obviously, some cool sites there as well. NFT marketplaces. This is the correct list. So this is the list as I understand at the moment. So this list is correct. 9mm Pro there, Hex Toys, Pixel Park, Beatbox, Pulse Market, NFT on Pulse, and Mintra. Now the one store yet to launch is Mintra is imminent, right? Mintra is imminent. And of course the other one to launch is a Pixel Park from Power City. That's to come as well. And then 9mm Pro as well to come. So there's 3 out of the 7 of the majors. Let's call them the majors that have launched it. I'm sure we'll get some smaller ones out there too. But that's pretty much it. I would say the most successful, if just off the top of my head, was probably Beatbox. That was the first one out. But that has doesn't have the most features, but the dev Pedro has done some amazing things for the NFT community, and hats off to him for doing that. Despite up against some pretty bad, there's been a couple of bad project founders out there who have rugged their projects. So you get a bit of that. So you got to get through all that sort of stuff once when you got a new ecosystem launching. We've got some guilds there as well. RH tokens, of course, nicely big and bold. the golden strategy, lots of cool stuff there. Meme coins, gaming, trading, dexes, big heavyweight, of course, division. And of course, at the moment, the PH universe is dominating as part of the ecosystems, but there is so much more to come. Like 9mm Pro here, they got so much more coming in the ecosystem, and we're getting more project teams that are building our ecosystems of protocols, which is really bullish. And I'm going to look to do another video update on that. Obviously, we've got tons of content creators in the space, and everybody knows that, so it's kind of cool. Now, Power City has the biggest list. Oh man, I'm not going to go through all this, but we've got some basic lists here. They've got over 180 projects on here. Most of them have not launched yet. Gambling, wallets, socials, analytics. We've got NFT marketplace, NFT projects. You can see them all in here. We've got yield, lending, leverage, derivatives here and here. Look at that, massive. We've got native stablecoins. Look at that, all in there. We're going to have 3 really good ones, and that's all we need. We've got Coast, the fiat on-ramp one. That's a fiat-backed one. And we've got PXDC, which is Pulsechain backed, and USDL, which is PLS backed, which is those are going to be wonderful. They're the best 2 out. There's 4 main models of stablecoins. Those are the 2 ones that really work. The 3rd model doesn't really work at all, and the 4th model, of course, is CBDCs, and centralized TradeFi sucks, right? That's brilliant. Let's just say it how it is. They are little criminals. We got established meme coins here. That's doing pretty well, and of course, that's a huge area, right? Every cat and dog can mint into that. Not talking people with cats and dogs, but this is in a fun, playful way. We got dexes, swaps, and fiat on ramp there. They've also got them building out too. So very, very cool. And apparently, over 180 projects on their list. So pretty neat. So that is the Power City map. This is the crypto B map, and this here is the Pulse Wallet map, which is they're still building them out, making new versions all the time. And you can get access to all those in the useful under the projects links in the Discord if you want to get access to that. And the link is in the video description. Pretty awesome, eh? Pretty awesome. So lots of the stuff has been launched. Lots of it's coming. I'm going to try and break down all these and get a category list, and we're going to go through that. But pretty exciting. You can see that I've already got my list on we cover every day on the Pulsechain projects that have launched, and we cover those numbers every day, which is pretty cool. So let me look at the gas prices here, and they're still not coming up there. That's what happens when you open up too many windows sometimes. All right, that was day 151. We're on day 152 of Pulsechain. Can you believe it? It's unbelievable. Let's get to the final topic. We're at an hour 13. We're pushing it to the max time period, which is typically an hour 15. We've got the Hex mining average here at hex.com. Check it out. And of course, you can buy Hex on Pulsechain or Ethereum, and then you can burn it for T-shares, which is the ownership pool, and start mining Hex from the reward pool. And you can do that on either Ethereum or on Pulsechain. Pretty cool. Hex.com. Check it out. All right. We've got the daily results. Let's get to it. 1408. So we've got Ethereum first. 1408 is the day, 10th of October, 10/10/23. We're at the price there at 0.3 of a penny, down 1.4%. It has been a hard last 10 days. We've been down in price over the last 9 out of 10 days on the old Ethereum chain. But the payouts have been really spectacular, and they continue to go up on average. We're at 6.706 Hex per day, T-share per day today, and that's pretty neat. Share rate is 0 change, so we're pretty much stuck on that number there. Average mine length 7.12 years. Which is pretty up there with the number. I don't know if that's an all-time high, actually. Pretty up there, though. 39.58% on the APY for existing T-share miners. What else we got to say about this? T-shares are up 14,638, and that would include the base, I guess, the base stake. We're at 9,762,000 T-shares on the Ethereum chain. Boy, that's dropping. We used to be well over 11 million, just to give you context for that. Now we're down at 9,762,000 T-shares in the ownership pool. Hex is really easy to understand. We have a reward pool and an ownership pool. In the ownership pool is T-shares, which stands for trillions of shares. And of course, the more T-shares you have, the more of the reward you get. It's that simple. How do you get more T-shares? Well, you get an early right because the share rate's going up. You also, longer pays better. You get up to 20% more shares per year, up to 10 years. So it's 200% bonus at the beginning. It's kind of under what we call the effective bonus at the beginning. Gives you more T-shares. And of course, bigger pays better. Up to 150 million Hex, you can get up to 10% bonus on that. And of course, with Hex, the price around it is at the moment, I guess getting 150 million Hex for some players isn't too difficult. So there we are at 14,638. We're doing not too bad today after yesterday's 28,000 down day. So there we go. Let's have a look at percentage of coin staked. 9.27% of all Hexes staked on the Ethereum chain. We've got 1.25 million in Hex penalties. We've got 65.5 million in the reward pool. We'll talk about the reward pool. So that's going to be distributed to all the TCA holders for the day, which is pretty neat. With current holders, we're up 10 liquid holders, but we're down 9 miners on the old Ethereum chain there. And of course, we have noticed that Ethereum Gwei at the moment is at its low period, just like it was last year. But this year it is particularly low. It's been around about 5 Gwei or so. We're at 6 Gwei, which is pretty low for Ethereum. But we're at 190,931 on the miners there. That leads us on to Pulsechain. The data's not out for Pulsechain, so we're going to have to read that tomorrow. Since we're up to an hour and 15 minutes, we're going to leave it there. But Pulsechain data, we'll talk about that tomorrow and have a look at the payout. But that is not out yet today. It'll probably come out in a couple of minutes. So we just moved on to day 1409 for Ethereum and day 152 for Pulsechain. Hex.com. Check it out, folks. That is it. Pretty cool, eh? Some really cool ecosystem maps of things that are coming. Pulsechain is the place where the devs are. A lot of these devs have been building out for a long time. They're going to be loading out there. Most of the other chains are pretty much empty. They don't have an organized community. It's a wild west out on those chains. The latest pump and dump project out there, you're lucky to get on that. But Pulsechain, you can see, has something that none of the other chains has superior tokenomics, has a super cheap chain, is the first full system stake fork of Ethereum. It is battle tested. It has all these projects and dev teams, huge community, and of course, as this shows on this particular diagram, let's go back to it, has a huge influencer community as well, which is pretty cool. Let me scroll that up a little bit there. They're the content creator. Look at all those content creators out there as well, which are pretty cool. Small, medium, and big. They're all out there and at different times spreading the word around Pulsechain. Hex, of course, which is amazing. But what other crypto community has that really outside maybe general crypto influencers like the bigger ones, like Ivan on Tech or something like that? So pretty cool. And even he is really inside this community as well to some degree or another. So pretty cool. All right, I see Crypto Coffee down there. He's the number one in the community, but there's a lot of big names you can see in there too, which is pretty cool. All right. I'm going to keep that up because I'm going to have to talk about that. I have to do a little work on that one. All right, that is pretty much it. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Was that cool? The future of Pulsechain explored. That's a bit of a teaser. We're going to try and deep dive a bit more as we move into the weeks ahead into some of that. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a bit of fun for me. Let's jump through some of this. Great compilation, says Pumpkin Out. Absolutely, really good to explore that. All right, I'll try and leave a timestamp too today. After the live stream, has to sort of render a little bit there, but I'll get onto that. Now, I want to leave some final words. Obviously, 4 days down. We had 3 days up and then 4 days down in the Richard Hart tokens. But I just want to leave this little exit thing here as well. So we're gonna leave it with some wise words. So wait for that from Johnny Chaos. Lies Benny says you rock. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Lies. So do you. You rock too. And Hex token should be number one. Crypto Coffee, sorry, says Pumpkin Out. Nice one there. Crypto Coffee does an amazing job, and but it is fun to be part of the community and spread the good word, as it were. All right, let's leave it. Take care, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. If you're on Superman Crypto, on Pulsechain YouTube, or on the Hex Token channel, smash the subscribe button. If you want to join and support the channel, hit the join button. We've got a number of memberships on there you can support. And if you want to get into Discord, the link is in the video description to join Discord. If you're on Superman Crypto or Hex Token, feel free to hit that, or Pulsechain YouTube as well. And we'll catch you in Discord later on today. So pretty neat there. All right, let's play out Johnny Chaos. Peace out. Bye for now.
I told you guys, year one for Pulse is accumulation year. Period. If you expected it to go up 10x to 100x in the first couple months, first couple days, whatever you thought it was going to do, I told you no. I told you it takes 1 to 2 years for a new chain to even mature. I also said the price could go as low as 1/10 of the sacrifice rate. Because you get these moon concepts in your head and think that's what it's supposed to do. Those are expectations that you put on yourself, what you expected it to do. I can walk up to a roulette table and I can expect to hit 00 first shot, but it doesn't mean I'm going to, now does it? Okay? These expectations are what you put on yourself. It takes a new chain 1 to 2 years to even get out of the gate. Anybody that sold Hex year one regrets it. Yes, even at today's prices, year one prices were much worse, and selling Hex at year one prices sucked. You'd been better off selling year two. So where are we at with a brand new chain? Accumulation. That's where we're at. If you don't like that, I don't know what to tell you.
$3,000 Valentino Rockstud purse, my $3,000 Prada jacket, $2,000 Prada shirt, $2,000 or $3,000 Prada pants, Prada glasses, Prada hat, Prada bracelet, and it's all Prada, 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 Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off. Prada, 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 Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off.
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.